What's up, Dragon Brood? So today we have another interesting build from a viewer that I believe goes by the name of Agent CM, and it's actually a bit different. I would have changed the music to fit the video, but the only thing I could think of would actually get me a DMCA strike, so that wasn't really worth it. But it plays Double Vision, which automatically got my attention because, well, the last time I had it on the channel, y'all seemed to love it, so we're gonna go with another Double Vision deck. My problem is I don't even know how I'm going to classify this or label it so it can even be searched as far as the type of deck that it is. But regardless, it should be a lot of fun, so let's get into it. Alright, now jumping right into it here. We don't have a ton of early plays with this deck, so it's one of the first concerns I do have about this list. So a little bit shaky on it, but otherwise I think it's actually pretty solid. So we got 4 Bone Crusher Giants because why not? It's the best card in Standard, really. Arguably, if you're playing red, you're almost feel obligated to play this card. Then have Cultivate for 4, 2 Mythos of Aluna. This is one of the few decks where this card actually makes a lot of sense, so I'm glad we're actually playing it in here because it's a awesome thing if you get to play it with a Double Vision out. But even then, just being able to play it and take out a defender, have another blocker for yourself, like really does buy you that time you need to get to those later stages. Then we have 3 Storm's Wrath, just as a way to sweep the board and buy you some more time. 2 Migration Path, kind of 50-50 on this, but it is a way to search out extra lands to guarantee you hit your heavy drops because we have a lot of expensive cards in this deck. 4 Double Vision because, well, it's one of the best cards in the deck and it's what we're building around, so we're playing for. 2 Battle of Frost and Fire, and this is kind of like a backup card for your Storm's Wrath, but it does give you something you can hunt for potentially with the Genesis Ultimatum. 2 Shark Typhoon. This is the flex slot that we could probably go without, but we wanted an option for an early play, so I don't hate this, but we could be talked into something else here. Alrund's Epiphany. When you're talking about really doing big things, copying a thing that takes extra turns is one of the most ridiculous things you can do, really, so it fits perfectly in here. Then we have 4 Beanstalk Giants, both because it gets mana, and 2 because we need a big finisher, and it's another thing you can find with Genesis Ultimatum, playing 3 of the aforementioned Genesis Ultimatum and 1 Ugin. Lands, not that surprising. 3 Island, 4 Mountain, 5 Forest, 3 of each pathway, and 4 Fable Passage. If you're wondering why we're not playing more pathways, it's simply that between like Migration Path, Cultivate, Beanstalk Giant, like we gotta have, and I guess even Fable Passage, you gotta have some basics you can go find. So didn't want to cut them all, but leaving 12 basics feels reasonable enough. Like I said, there's still some things we could swap around in this list, possibly, but for now, this is what we're gonna play. So enjoy the wacky footage in these games. Before we get into the games, I have a quick note that for some reason the audio for the game didn't come through that I noticed in editing, and I'm not really sure why that's the case. But for me, you know, all my vocals, the gameplay, whatever is all still there. So hopefully it's still an enjoyable experience. Just want to give you a heads up to just let you know that I know it's a thing. I just don't know how to fix it. It will be better by the next video. All right, let's see what the ultimatum gets us. We get 2 Double Visions and a okay, they all just come into play. Great. No attacks, I guess. And then we get to do triple Genesis Ultimatum? Like, I don't even know. I don't even know. This is only awesome if when the first one resolves, we get one of the Shark Typhoons. Because then we'll get copies of the others that we play, I think. All right, I got to take a big hit to the face for 4 because I can't block it. The most ridiculous thing I've probably ever been hit with. Well, that Shark Typhoon can stay on top, as can that Double Vision. So, let's do the thing. Doop, 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 doop. Oh, they all come in at the same time, though. I don't actually get to pick. Never mind. I was hoping I would have got a spell off that second batch. Okay. Well, we got all the double visions in play. This is silly. This is absolutely absurd. I don't think I've ever cashed. Somebody clip this so I could send it to MTG top 5. Like, if they don't let me get in for like double visioning 4 times with the Genesis Ultimate and decking myself, like we can't even we have to Aldrin's Epiphany. We would actually deck ourselves. We only have 18 cards left. Somebody prepare the clip machine. We're gonna get all the turns. Not quite enough there. Attack with my fiver. This is nuts. In the turn, I guess we just tuck this and we'll do it again next turn. All right, Epiphany for 4 more turns. This is the most ridiculous thing possible. And they're all making... This is ridiculous. Yeah, discard a card, sure. There are 12 ravens on the board. Okay. That was kind of awesome. And that's a tough one too, because like if I'm sitting across the table, I just been like, oh, I guess I'm not getting another turn ever. I guess we keep this. I don't know. I mean, if your opponent's playing a non-creature deck, this sucks, but better throw Yorion as a companion. I guess you could. I would not be inclined to, but yes, you could. I am definitely not the Yorion person. Me and Yorion don't we have a hate relationship. All right, that works. Let's go ahead and get down this duder. They might want to fight our Bone Crusher Giant. Ah, Questing Beast. Just what I was hoping would show up. Wow, Bone Crusher Giant kept the Questing Beast at home. Did y'all see that? Bone Crusher just stood in the way like a Mack truck. And the Questing Beast just said, all right. Bone Crusher just pulled, you know what? He pulled a Gandalf. You shall not pass. That's what just happened there. I'm gonna go ahead and attack with my Bone Crusher Giant. See what the opponent has to say about it. Well, if you were gonna do that anyway, why not attack with it, opponent? That's so weird. Why? Okay. Strategy tip. If you're going to block with the Questing Beast, you might as well attack with the Questing Beast. Because if I block it, the exact same thing happens for the opponent. Like, that's so weird. Then now I'm kind of stumped because I'm like, what does this even mean? Are they just like waiting to play like a... I don't even know, because if they had like Gem Razor, wouldn't they just play that last turn? All right, I'm just going to use one. This is probably a bad use of the card, but I can only think of bad things happening. Hey, Jorgamond, welcome. Oh, well, that's a real problem. Oh, I guess we just got to race to take our extra turns then, huh? That's where we are now. Let's see. I probably need another island in case we get to an ultimatum. All right. I think we can survive a little bit. Oh, they're not even attacking with the Sentinel. Oh, they're not even making more creatures. Like, I don't know what the opponent's doing. That's actually not the worst for us, though. I'm really tempted to play Shark Typhoon first here. Though I could also just put a Beanstalk Giant in a way that's a 7/7, which also doesn't suck. Let's do that first and see what the opponent's up to. Because they might just like Primal Might or something here, which could be bad, but would have been bad next turn anyway. Questing Beast. I think we just take the Questing Beast. Because the opponent's not willing to attack with Gargaroth. They don't have much else there. Which means this is going to be one of the few times this is actually going to be relevant. And then we'll just pass. Didn't get another land there. I was hoping to at least be able to turn the Beanstalk Giant. Oh, they had another one? How dare you? Okay, fine. I'll take my 4. Again. Now we are in trouble, though, because we're at 6. So they could just kill us with Gargaroth, like, a bunch of different ways. So here, I'm just going to cycle this for 1. Goofed around with it too long. I probably should have already had it in play. Ooh, that is an interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could do this for 6. This is 8. And that turns that into an 8/8. I could also do that in Bone Crusher to buy time. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Would have been nice to do that and have the Bone Crusher, but I don't have that luxury. If we Epiphany, it only leaves us 2 mana. So I'm probably gonna just do this and play a Bone Crusher, I think. And no attacks. So then next turn, I think I might Epiphany, try to attack, play a Beanstalk Giant. Oh, this is probably a big Stone Coil Serpent. Yep. How'd I know? So here we can Epiphany. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No attacks. Oh, that's cute. That was not what I was expecting. Man. Not sure what I want to do here. Because if I Beanstalk Giant, that only leaves 6 mana. And we could be potentially dead. So I think the plan should just be another big giant. Because I'm kind of curious what the opponent's got left. There may not be much. Okay, Yorvo, we're not that worried about. And a land. Great. Okay, now I have all the information we need. Like, we'll gladly trade one of these for Stone Coil Serpent. That's fine. Not even remotely concerned. Do we Epiphany again and then Cultivate? I think so. I'm going to attack, because if you're willing to trade this for a Gargaroth, that's okay for us. Alright, we're just going to go get mana now. Well, that's something. Alright. We can copy this, right? We can copy anything. All right. And then we'll just fight a Gargaroth. And then we'll attack with all the things. Unconventional way to get there, but it got there. Yeah, like, wasn't a great way to get there, but it got there. Playing against Lurrus. All right, we're keeping. I don't think Lurrus does anything to Double Vision, or at least we're hoping. Otherwise, we're going to be a sad, sad panda. Oh man, we're not going to get to resolve anything, are we? This is going to be the sads for us, as they say. Maybe they'll just have like a wind robber here that I could shoot. Nope, they got a bunch of crabs. That's like the worst thing for this deck. Okay, fine. We didn't even get a fun deck to play against. I was also arguing with somebody the other day that Rogues isn't really a tribal deck. At least the way it's played. It's really just a mill deck. Because it only even plays 3 rogues, and one of them doesn't even care about other rogues. It just happens to be a rogue. You know what I mean? This is tough, because I'm kind of thinking, like, if we cultivate now, there is a possibility the following turn I could play a Bonecrusher Giant and still shoot a Enforcer. And we can decide on if we want to gamble on playing a Double Vision or not. Can Zerasan rogues be considered tribal? Yes, but usually those rogue decks also play Nighthawk and some other stuff, right? So those are actually true rogue decks. Now the question is if I even have enough cards to even try to win, because we can't do anything from here. I mean, I'm just going to assume they have a counter, and then we're just dead. That's my plan right now. I would have loved to have just gotten a Double Vision down and then used a Bonecrusher Giant Stomp. Would have been great. All right. Because then we could have possibly taken down a crab or whatever, but no such luck. Wonder if you can play a bird party deck. Maybe in Historic? I don't think so in Standard. Alright, so we basically have 2 turns. Is what this amounts to. Oh, gosh. What are the odds? Because this is one where, like, if we could get the Battle of Frost and Fire off, like, this matters. But I don't think that's going to happen. So here, let's attack. Let's see what the opponent does here. They're probably not blocking. Yeah, I didn't think so. We've got 24 cards. We're gonna lose at least 10 over the next turn. Probably 11. And then some. So we're basically playing with like 12 to 13 cards next turn. I feel like we just have to do this and hope it's not there. Like, I can't imagine those 3 cards aren't counters, though. Now, well. I'll assume we'll queue up the concession button. They're taking too long to even counter it. It's like, obviously it's a counter. Yep. Okay. That's what I figured was the case. Alright. Well, I guess we're just going to be going to get a forest here. Actually, I say that. Yeah, probably just go get a forest. Well, I know what we need to kill first. That is for sure. That giant killer can have an attitude if it wants to. Yeah, and it's okay. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. I mean, anybody who's ever played any other, like, MMOs or whatever, when they do their weekly updates and stuff, like, that happens. Not the first or the last time it's going to happen to a game. Okay. So now we can at least play a Bone Crusher Giant. There's a Selfish Slayer. That's going to suck when we try to resolve this Battle of Frost and Fire. Though I have a feeling this is going to get removed by an Apparition. Which isn't awful, because again, Battle of Frost and Fire, they have to choose what to protect. We have the mana for Double Vision. This is a thing we can do. Yep, there's the Apparition right on time. Still no major damage, so we're okay here. Going to 13, totally alright. Ooh, now there's a thing. Question, does the Mythos copy +1/+1 counters, or does it count just base number? I actually don't know this answer. Yeah, I was thinking just base quantity, but This is kind of an interesting setup, though, because the opponent has bad creatures for us to copy, which is kind of funny. Because if we. The best thing to copy is the Apparition, right? So we could make an Apparition, remove the Giant Killer, fight their Selfless Savior. But I put the wrong land in anyway to be able to do it. But, like, it was just a thought. Like, I don't know if that's good or not. Like, just a weird thing that came up there. All right, let's see what the opponent has here. Hopefully it's not a second Selfless Savior. And that would make us cry. Actually, I may not have enough life now from goofing around. I probably had to do the Mythos here. Okay, well, they didn't attack with their Faceless Haven, so that's actually okay. If they would have done that, I would have died the next turn. Yep, we are not going to get to Double Vision this turn. That's a non-starter. All right, we're going to end up at somewhere around 2 life here. Actually, not true. We'll get a 3/3 back. So we do have a blocker. Well, that's if they don't save the Apparition. They could be in the market to try to save a Giant Killer, though, to keep us from blocking with other things, so who knows. All right, so they're going to save that, not give us a 3/3 back. Probably a smart move. Okay, if we get a land, we can Epiphany and buy another turn. If we don't, then maybe we just die. Well, that's not true. We can still copy the Skyclave, so we can remove their Skyclave, fight a 1/1. Like, so there's still options. All right, we go to 1. Hoping they don't find a Maul the Skyclaves next turn. Oh my gosh, we don't want. Well, we do want a land. I don't think I want the rest of that, though. Yeah. All right. Let's copy that. Let's see. One creature I don't control. When this permanent enters the battlefield, creature fight this. Remove this. All right. And the fun part about this is they can't apparition our apparition because our apparition is a token. That, however, is not, and that sucks for us. Glad we had land on top. All right, this thing is flying lifelink. Beginning of each end step, if you gain 4 more life, make an angel. Got it. So we Epiphany, we Mythos. Okay. So as dumb as this is, oh, it's at the beginning of each end step they make a 4/5. Gosh, dang it. um. I guess it has to be a double vision, right? Because what I was thinking is, like, we can attack, and then when they block, we could Mythos to copy it. Oh, that's not bad either. Hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I have to fight it to get rid of it. So I think what I'm going to do is just attack. We'll see if the opponent blocks. If they don't, then all right. Then we are going to Mythos here. All right. Weird way to go about business, but it's where we are. And look, we got a 4/4. No, see, we didn't want to time walk first. Now we want to time walk because now we have 8 power worth of flyers. And we can actually start closing the clock. Though I don't even know if we need to, because now we can try to get crafty and set up some double vision action. And we're guaranteed to get at least one more flyer. So I'll attack with those. I'm going to keep one back just in case shenanigans. Oh, Sigrid. Oh, good call, opponents. Well done. Well, the cute thing is now, if I were to remove... Huh. Okay. Still not bad. I think we're going to do this. I think we're still in position. Maximize the time walk action. And we're at 5, so even if they had a land to double Faceless Haven, like, we should be okay here. I would be shocked if we're not. Because we can block up across the board. Okay. That hurts, but not enough to really get us. Is there something I'm missing? Because we just block, and then they only get to save one creature with their Alseed? What's going on? I don't know what's happening here. I probably should be saving the Shark Typhoon, but I just wanted to have a little extra information in case I'm just like missing a thing that's occurring right in front of my eyes here. But I don't think I am. They even let us block, so I don't. Yeah. Okay. I think they're just dead. Yeah, all right. Sure. Oh, well, now they're dead for sure. Yep. The parade of extra turns begins. Yep. We got it. Yeah. 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 All right. So yeah, that thing was a lot of fun. However, the downside is you probably almost never beat the rogues decks. I'm not even sure if there's a realistic plan in best of one that you could even try to handle here, so that's a little bit difficult. I will say the couple of slots we have that are being used right now for the Shark Typhoon, I would really consider making those something like Scorching Dragonfire, because being able to get rid of a couple extra creatures early and have the flexibility to hit a Planeswalker if necessary is actually pretty good. And it's a good way to spend your mana because you don't end up in a lot of situations where you're really going to spend the turn cycling or even just playing Shark Typhoon. And it's normally good or best in this deck whenever you're already going to be closing the game out. So, not really sure if it's what we're looking for. Just something to consider, but the deck's actually a lot of fun if you want to play Double Vision. Give it a look. I'm really glad this one got pointed out to me. Now, as for today's card spotlight, we're going to bring up one that's probably going to be very surprising to people, but Samurai of the Pale Curtain. This is just an uncommon from Kamigawa, I believe, that actually is really, really expensive, that people just don't know has gone up in price, and it's really shot up a lot recently. So if you have some of these, go digging through your boxes because this is found money right now. This card hasn't been printed in ages, and it's eligible for a reprint, I suppose. And I know there's rumors that we may be going back to Kamigawa in the next year or two, but until then, get them things sold. You can make some easy money. Also, remember, in today's video you can get that deck list in our description down below, and I have links for everything if you want to follow me on Twitch, over on Facebook Gaming during the week, or if you just want to help me out by shopping on Amazon or TCGPlayer for whatever you're going to buy. If you use the links in the description below, you will be helping out the channel. And as usual, if you haven't, please remember to like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because truthfully that helps you get notified every time I have a video up, and it lets me know that you appreciate what I'm doing. So that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.